Hello, everybody. Today we got another fresh piece of news off of the Blizzard presses. This is going to be the 11.1.5 content update. This is a pretty short article showing the main things that are going to be in that update, so let's go ahead and dive in. The 11.1.5 content update, it's making its way to the PTR and brings with it some new changes and additions that will roll out in the weeks after the release of the content update. The first part here is going to be defend the Arathi in the Nightfall scenario. Players will take up arms beside a new faction, Flames Radiance, to defend the Arathi against the Sardakai forces following the defeat of Queen Ansarek. This faction consists of volunteer militia-led veterans Thade Pydermaker and Milton Wildbrawn. As you rise through the ranks, you will earn up to 10 levels of renown and unlock new rewards. Alongside the Flames Radiance, players will be split between task forces within the Nightfall public scenario to clear the battlefield and push back the Sardakai. You'll also be able to strive back against Sardakai forces throughout Hollowfall and Ajket to continue to earn renown and rewards with additional quests and activities between the scenarios. Players can expect a variety of rewards for taking part in this scenario and quests, including new armor sets, a tabard that will update visually as you progress through the ranks of the Flames Radiance, weapons, a new color variation of the Delver's Dirigible, and more. As your rank increases, you can also expect to earn buffs which will help you become stronger while in Hollowfall and Ajkahet. This seems like a pretty interesting update. I am concerned with the public scenario component of this. As we saw previously in the anniversary update and event, there was the Chromie public scenario that was tied to that. That was not a very compelling piece of content, at least for myself, and I hope that Blizzard learned something from that, that we can see this improved in this iteration of it. On the flip side, if it's not, at least it's only 10 levels of renown, so hopefully we won't have to do it for long to get these juicy rewards we are on this never-ending treadmill for. On a more serious note, however, I do think this is going to be cool. I like that there is a continuation of the base War Within story that we saw. We will hopefully get to see sort of the repercussions of killing the leader of the Nerubians in this context, right? To see what that leads to build up more relations with the people of Hollowfall and get some cool stuff along the way. The next part here is Dastardly Duos. This will be later in the patch cycle. Players will be able to experience a new 6-week event, providing a variety of cosmetics, toys, and even some dungeon items based on the bosses you encounter. Vinny Sweet's showrunner and announcer is promoting Dastardly Duos, where players can step up to take on animatronic versions of past bosses, gain power-ups, and strive for higher and higher scores for bragging rights. You and your party will fight 2 or more bosses at a time to rack up your highest score. There will be 3 hubs for Dastardly Duos that players can visit, one in Stormwind, one in Orgrimmar, and one in Dordogal. While Vinny Sweets is running the show, you will need to speak with Ziggy Maru to queue for the fight in the Dastardly Dome. A visit with the Warden, the Troll Servant Vendor, will also give you access over the weeks to some additional power-ups or items that can help you in the fight. In week 1, there will be 4 bosses available to fight, and each week thereafter, additional bosses will be added, up to a total of 10 bosses to face. Earning specific achievements will also provide additional game effects from them within the Dastardly Duo. Earn points for kills, damage done, and much more. Rack up a high score with your party for bragging rights and see how far you can go. This is very interesting to me. I don't love that it's a limited time event. They've been doing that a lot recently, and it's something I'm not the biggest fan of. However, if they keep doing enough of these type of events, then it won't feel as bad, because then there's always going to be something going on, right? I think the obvious parallel here, for me, is the Brawling Club, which is currently not in the game, or the Brawlers Guild. I can't remember the exact name for it, but previously, one of these was underneath Stormwind in the tram. You could queue up, fight some bosses. This seems like a very similar vibe. I'm pretty excited for it. It seems like it can be some fun. Hopefully it's challenging enough to be engaging. That's something that I hope we're not able to too easily outgear this, especially as this patch will likely not be coming for another 7 weeks or so. The last big thing on here, the big content feature, is Horrific Visions Revisited. Return to N'Zoth's corrupted versions of Stormwind and Orgrimmar, complete objectives, and take on the challenges within. As you make your way through these encounters, you'll need to maintain your sanity or ultimately fail. You'll be able to go it alone or create a party of allies to join you. Players who want to experience horrific visions alone or need an additional helping hand in their party will also be able to invite a construct of Sorty Dormy companion to join them. This follower will be able to tank, DPS, or heal, and will not be affected by sanity. For players looking for a bigger challenge, you'll be able to activate higher difficulties of play for additional gear, up to heroic difficulty items appropriate for your level. Heroic vision masks are also returning, including Mask of Pain, Mask of Dark Imagination, Mask of the Long Night, Mask of the Burned Bridge, and Mask of the Daredevil. 3 additional new masks will also be available to discover and conquer. A new currency to collect becomes available to spend at the vendor for previous rewards, Displaced Corrupted Mementos. Players will be able to earn new rewards in Horrific Visions such as mounts, toys, transmogs, weapon and enchantments, and more. Whether you're playing a new max level alternate character or experiencing it for the first time, you can experience this content shortly after the launch of the 11.1.5 update. I'll go ahead and finish the article before I hop into my reaction to Horrific Visions Revisited. This is a UI update. We are implementing a new UI update which introduces a cooldown manager, allowing players to better track class ability cooldowns. This additional functionality can be personalized through the edit mode within the UI. Overall, this seems like a pretty small content patch, which for these 0.5 updates is typical. There's going to be 3 different main events here, and 2 of them won't be live when the patch unlocks. This is something which has been reoccurring, does kind of bug me a bit. As someone who plays WoW a lot, I dislike having to wait to play a new patch's content, especially if it's going to be quite a few weeks. Because it seems like this first part will be available immediately with the Nightfall stuff. Then it will likely be the Horrific Visions next, with it being shortly after the launch. I'd be willing to guess that's like a week or 2. And then the Dastardly Duos later in that patch cycle, probably 3 to 4 weeks after the launch of the patch, which, I don't know. I just always feel a little bit weird about this being like the major items on a patch and like the big ticket features and having to wait like sometimes multiple weeks to even get your hands into those, right? I think these all are cool things, don't get me wrong. I'm particularly excited for Horrific Visions. I like solo content, and it sounds like they're trying to make these something which you can do solo or in a group just like Delves, and also have the ability to make them challenging. The thing I am probably the least excited for about all these is the Nightfall scenario. But to be honest, I'm still very excited about all 3 of these. They sound like they're going to be good fun, new just little things to keep us going until the next patch. And, you know, this is with me saying we're only just a couple, just at the time of recording, just a little bit over a week into 11.1, and I still feel like I have a massive amount of content to chew off with that. And this is going to be coming, no official release date yet, but likely 7 weeks from now, as the Children's Week updates are supposed to be tied to this, and that starts towards the end of April, so it needs to be before that, right? Let me know what you guys think about this update down in the comments. I know it can certainly feel a little bit underwhelming, but I think this is cool. You know, is it the best patch we've ever had? Certainly not, at least not based off of what we know so far. Hopefully the PTR brings some more information that we'll be able to dig into and really see how cool these things are. I have had great hope and faith in what the Warcraft team has been putting out lately, and I'm sure this won't be disappointing either. The 11.1's been great. I have no reason to believe that this won't be as well. But again, please feel free to let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'm excited to hear what you guys think about this. If there is a specific thing that you're looking forward to of these updates, or if there's something that you maybe hope that is in here based off of the theming of the patch. And, you know, a little fun one. What do you think the patch name is going to be? Personally, I think Nightfall is an obvious one, but who knows? This has been another video from Popicus. If you liked this video, please go hit that like button below. If you didn't, hit that dislike button. If you want to see more regardless of how you feel about it, hit that subscribe button down below as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and see you next time.